I'd like to go over a few of the things that we would recommend you always keep on hand to perform maintenance or to troubleshoot any of your products. As always, safety first. We will always recommend safety glasses. You can get a pair like mine here, or just a generic pair that you can find at any home improvement store or an auto store. You have to make sure that somewhere on these it says the Z87 Plus, and that will let you know that these are safety glasses and not reading glasses or a pair of prescription glasses that you don't want to ruin. So taking a look at these tools here, we have a multimeter. We'll always recommend to have a multimeter on hand, and that's to check your voltage or amperage at any of our products. Over here we have our cordless drill and our ratchet wrench. We would recommend a cordless drill to make your life a little easier, but any tool that can get the job done is always worth it. For our manual override on the gate defender, you'll need a 3/8 inch extension. And then on the other end of the manual override, the 3/4 inch socket bit. Over here we have products for our maintenance procedures. These are our wire bristle brushes. So we have our softer bristle brush that's good for cleaning electrical components, and the metal bristle brush that's good for removing rust off of metal so that you can prime it for spray paint. This is the NLGI number 2 red synthetic lithium grease. This is for the screw gear procedure. If you look it up on our Lippert documents, it will be called an Acme screw. Here we have our electrical component cleaner. Any component cleaner will work as long as it's rated for electrical components. And that's really good for when your components are exposed to the elements on the outside of your unit. You'll want to clean the corrosion or rust off those regularly. Here we have our black spray paint. Any spray paint will do as long as it's a rust inhibitor. You'll use that spray paint after you've cleaned the rust and surface area of any oils or debris. Spray it on, and that will keep your product lasting a lot longer. Here I have the Quick Lube penetrating grease, and then of course we have our lint-free towels. Lint-free is a little bit better because it will keep things from getting caught in your screw gears or anything like that. And then of course our rubber gloves to keep your hands clean and keep you from absorbing any chemicals. So these maintenance procedures should be performed as much as you use your RV. So if you are using your RV for full-time travel, you should do these about 4 times a year. If you are only using it or storing it in the off-season, you should perform these when you're bringing your unit out of storage or putting it back into storage. So every time you hitch or unhitch from your vehicle, you should inspect your jack. So when you inspect your jack, you'll want to look for debris that's caught in the jack and clean it out. When you clean it out, you'll look for things that could be caught in the support arm. You'll look for things that could be caught in this channel right here. If there's anything caught in there, when you go to extend or retract, it can get caught in that screw gear and prevent your jack from functioning properly. I like to use a lint-free cloth and just wipe the jack down. When you're cleaning, it's always good to do a small inspection. If you notice that there's any paint flicking away, if there's any small damage, if you notice that underneath that screw gear doesn't have a lot of grease, you'll want to actually add that as you need it, because really maintenance is performed as much as you use your RV. So let's go over how to spray paint when there's damage on your jack. I like to use a wire bristle brush, and you'll clean the area if there's any rust or debris left. And then I'll use a alcohol wipe or just rubbing alcohol, and you'll clean the area. This will remove any residues and any dirt or debris that will prevent the spray paint from sticking to the jack and actually completing the seal to prevent rust. And spray the area. Here I have Quick Lube penetrating grease, and this is very good for using on the hardware on the jack system, and you can use it to protect it from rust, dirt, moisture buildup. And to use it, you would clean your hardware first, use your cloth, wipe it down, and then you can take the penetrating grease, spray it on your hardware and wipe off the excess. Once you've wiped off the excess, you can run your jack up and down a few times, and that will help work it into this hardware. Cleaning the electrical components is very important. You'll take your component cleaner, grab this harness here, disconnect, and you'll take your cleaner and spray it. And if there's really stuck on debris, you can use a lint-free cloth or a soft bristle brush and scrape it off to remove all of that debris. Make sure everything's dry, and then you can reconnect your wire harnesses. I want to show you how to add the grease to the screw gear and exactly where to add it. Let's go over to our work table and grab all the materials we need. For right now, we're going to grab our red grease, our gloves, and a lint-free paper towel. So now that we're down here with everything that we're going to need for this procedure, you'll put your gloves and your safety glasses on. And you'll use the NLGI number 2 grade synthetic red grease. Any brand will do. And you'll simply take it and rub it across this screw gear. Once you've put the grease onto the screw gear, you'll run the jack leg up and down a few times, and that will spread the grease into the threads of this gear. If you feel like you see any damage on this gear, you'll need to replace the entire jack. There's documentation on the Lippert website showing exactly the damage you'll be looking for on the gear and the process to go about replacing it.